Well, good evening, everybody out there. For those of you who came on promptly on time, we do apologize. First hangout of the year. I guess Mr. Murphy decided to join us, the gremlins and all that. So, yeah, a bit of a late start, but we got going. I'd taken a bit of a break from Hangouts, so I was a bit rusty on how to get everybody on board and into the Hangout. But we've managed to iron out all of the technical issues, and we're ready to kick it off again in a new year. So welcome to all of those who are watching and who have joined us. We always do appreciate your time. We know that everybody's busy in this day and age. All kinds of things keeping us, keeping our attention. And so if you have made it here, much appreciated. Great. I do have a new format for my Hangout this year. For those who may remember from last year, I have moved it from a Monday evening slot to a Wednesday evening slot. It just works out better for me that way. I remember a long time ago, I did a time management course, and what the guy taught us there is that there are basically only there should only be three kinds of days in your week or in your month, and the guy defined those three, gave them three different definitions. First of all, he spoke about focus days. Now, focus day is where you really focus on your income producing activity, everything that you need to do to get your marketing done, your selling done, your following up, and everything to do that basically drives your business and your revenue stream, or your focus days. And then he spoke about filler days. Now, a lot of activities in your business also involve things that you do need to do, but you typically don't directly affect the orders coming in or the sales being made. And he defined those as filler days. Things you need to do: filing, paperwork, ordering of new stock and so on. Things that you do need to get done in your business, but don't necessarily directly drive the actual income stream as such. So those would be your filler days. And then he said you mustn't forget to add in the odd free day. In other words, a day you don't focus on business or filling up the business or complementing the business. You just do take time off. And basically, so I want to make the middle of the week basically my focus days, with a couple of filler days on the end and at least one free day in the week. So basically one of my strategies for this new year. So I thought I'd just throw that little bit of advice that I learned long ago in a time management course, and if somebody can find that useful, I hope you'll be able to use that. Okay. But yeah, I just do want to invite welcome my two guests. I'll just take them. First of all, I'll take them in order of distance away from me. Teri's all the way across the world in Washington State. So that's what's great about this business. Welcome, Teri. And what I do love about this business is you can actually conduct business without borders, without time zones. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is, whether it's light or dark. The technology and the way of doing business these days has just made it nice and easy for us to conduct business with people and with partners. Teri and Wanda are both marketing partners of mine, and it's great to be able to get them on board from different parts of the world. So welcome, Teri. And then next furthest away from me to this evening is Wanda, all the way from the Lone Star State, Texas. And welcome, Wanda. So I know there's all a bit of short notice. It's only a few hours ago that I let them know that I was getting my Hangouts going. So I'm putting a little bit of pressure on them today. But basically what we are going to be discussing is what it takes to get into online marketing in 2017. Okay, so I'll say a few words about that, and then I'll give each of the ladies an opportunity just to share their wisdom and their experience with you, and hopefully from the three of us you'll be able to pick up enough. I hope those of you do have something to scribble on, to take some notes, and I think I only really speak for myself here, but I think some of the points I'm going to mention might disappoint you if you're waiting. If you're on expecting to hear some magic and some really profound stuff here, you might be disappointed. But the truth of the matter is, this stuff is simple, not difficult, but it's in the application of the stuff that where the secret or the magic actually lies. So what I'd like to, I've got actually three main points that I want to mention here. The first point, I'll be mentioning 5 key ingredients for success online. And then 2 other points that I'll just follow up with after that, after which I'll give each of the ladies a turn to also share some of their ideas and wisdom with us. All right, so let me kick off then with the 5 essential ingredients I feel that are necessary to make a success online, okay? Especially for people starting out and are considering getting into online marketing. So the very first point then is you do need a good and consistent mentor. You need somebody to take you by the hand and show you the ropes. You know, we don't all know it all. That's just, so I think some of us may think we do sometimes, but as with anything new, if you're getting into online marketing, it's always good to have an encouraging mentor, somebody who's there for you, somebody who will help you through some of the technical issues typically, and not just the technical issues. So I'll kick up the butt and give you some encouragement as well. So the first point then is find yourself a very good mentor online, okay? Do a bit of research and find out somebody that you can work with and somebody that you will enjoy working with and sharing not only successes but your frustrations with and that type of thing. Okay, the second one is find a good online community that you can be part of. You know, a one-on-one mentorship is great, but sometimes it's just nice to be part of something bigger. And so have a look around if you are looking at getting started online, getting into marketing for whatever reason, whether you want to spread your business or spread your passion or your hobby or whatever, and you're looking at a safe place or a nice group of people that can help you and encourage you, I think then you just realize that, you know, we're all in the same boat. Everybody has the same frustrations. You may sometimes feel that you're just not getting something understood, or you're having a problem, and then you find out there's probably 2 or 3 other people in your community who have exactly the same issues. And once you realize that, it's much easier to work through these things together in a community. All right, thirdly, you want to also have a look around at a good system. Okay, there are obviously technicalities and certain ways of doing things online. And so you want to go out there and find a good system, a good platform that you can use to actually use for online marketing, because there are, as I say, tools that are necessary. You know, there is I think a misconception that online is great. You can just go online, automate a couple of things, click a few buttons and sit back and the wonderful technology will do it all for you. I wish it did work that way. I think we all start off.
I wish I was a 2-click millionaire.
Yeah, that we all. So click and it's all done, eh? But the more you get into it, the more you realize that that's not quite the case. But having said that, yes, there are systems out there that do make it easier for you. So my advice is to go out there and make sure that you find a good online system for things like, a blogging platform, and to be able to create capture pages, good funnels, and a lead generation system and all that kind of stuff. And that's where the community, I just come back to the community, and that's where your mentor and your community will actually also help you in getting started with all that and help you through that if you are a beginner or a novice. Okay. The fourth point then that of the 5 essential ingredients is invest in yourself. You obviously it is a whole new skill set that you're learning. If you've invested in a system, you obviously do need to spend time learning the system, learning the concepts, and then obviously also the technicalities of an online system that you will be involved in. Okay, and then fifthly, is invest in your business. Okay, you do need to spend time developing your business, and this is where I think you really move away from the 2-click millionaire, as Wanda was saying. Investing in your business is investing time in the people that do react and respond to whatever you're putting out there, following up with them, and spending time in your business doing the follow-up, and making sure that you respond to people when they do ask you questions, and that's really where I think the real hard work comes in as well. The three of us do belong to a fantastic group, a community of people where we are learning these home truths, that it's not just all plug and play and click and clickety click and the money flows and all that kind of thing. Here to help you through and coach you through as well. Okay, so just in summary again, the 5 points that I mentioned: a good mentor, establish yourself in a good community, invest in a good system, invest time in yourself, in developing yourself, your mindset, learning from people in your community if you join a good community, and grow with them, and then of course invest in your business. Okay, so those are the 5 points that I feel are quite essential if you are looking at getting onto an online business this year. And then just in closing, to mention that you've got to learn the concept of providing value. Okay, whether you found yourself, you've come to this place because you are in network marketing already, or in some sort of a home-based business, and you are looking at just better ways of marketing yourself and promoting yourself out there. And I'm sure this is, as I said, none of this stuff is profound. A lot of it you think, oh no, I've heard all this before. But there's nothing like repetition. So you've got to provide value in the product, the products you provide, whether it's or if you're just doing purely online marketing, and you're putting a lot of content out there, you want to be providing value in the content. What are you teaching people online? When you jump on, do people want to listen to what you have to say? So your products, your services, and your content is where you need to be providing good value in the online space, and that's really where the attraction marketing comes in. Because if your products are good and your service is good and your content is good, those 3 components will start marketing you for you. Okay, and that's really what it's all about. And then just to end off with, I'd say the one thing that I've found very important as well, is authenticity. Okay, are the products and services that you are providing genuinely yours? I mean, if you let's say, for instance, you're in a wellness company and you're selling wellness products, have you had good results on those products that you can call your own and that you can own, or you're just selling the products because you feel you can make money from selling them? So, are you coming from a point of authenticity, and do you really believe in the product, service, or content that you're putting out there? So that, in a nutshell, is basically what I wanted to share with everybody on this evening. I will hand over now to Wanda and give her an opportunity to share some of her ideas with us.
Sure. I really find what you said to be accurate. Mentor, community, getting a system down is really key. And, just going along with all the things you said, I mean, investing in yourself and your business, do your research before you just join a company or launch your own company. You really have to do some research on, your value that you're providing, your target market, and how you're going to create a presence in a valuable business, a profitable business. As far as the numbers go, we start an online business to get out of debt and to get out of the rat race, but there's no sense in creating something that's going to get you into further debt. I see that a lot with, first timers who join an affiliate company or an MLM that isn't in their niche. It's not something they're passionate about. They just do it because they want to make money, and they get caught up paying for, membership fees and auto expenses, auto ships for a product that they aren't having, results with, and that they aren't really liking, but they push it anyway just to try to make a buck. And it really does come across in your audience and your market. They will be able to tell if you're being authentic or not. So do your research into companies and whatever it is that you are ready to start, whether it's your own business or joining a business like an affiliate company or a multi-level marketing company. And then be coachable, because when you do find that mentor, they're going to have some advice for you, and it may not always be something you want to hear. And, if you're going to you really do need a mentor. In fact, you probably need multiple mentors. I have multiple mentors because I like a rounded education. I like getting lots of different advice because I can figure out a way that works for me. Even if my mentor tells me something that may not quite be on my vibe, I can still head to another mentor. And this isn't about getting your ears tickled, because if you're wanting to hear something to tickle your ears, you're better off going to confession. I'm sorry. That's just how that works. You're going to hear something that's going to hurt your feelings, and nobody's doing it to upset you, but they're going to teach you how to grow, and growing is painful. I have no ear tickler on this one. It's just be coachable, be ready to work, be ready to accept criticism and constructive criticism. If you've got somebody telling you, a ton of negativity, you're dumb, or that's a dumb idea, and stuff like that, that's definitely not constructive criticism. That's just criticism. Mm-hmm. But be coachable. If somebody says, try this way, or have you thought about doing this, or they're giving you ideas, or you know what, you need to read this, or go into your back office and look at this training. Be ready to accept that, because they're ultimately trying to get you successful. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't like to grow because it's painful, it's uncomfortable, and you got to get outside your comfort zone. But going further into that, just be ready to work. Like you were saying, there's a lot that goes into all of what we do. I mean, we generate so much content. There's video content, there's God, there's so many feeds, and especially if you're using social media to market yourself, which is the way to go. But there's video content, there's written content, there's blogs. I mean, there's a lot of work to put in besides click, and you're done. You're not done.
That's right.
I go click to log into my stuff. I mean, this doesn't do anything for me. But be ready to work and be ready to develop yourself, because when you do get that feedback from your mentors and your peers that are really, really wanting you to succeed, you're gonna have to do something about it. You can't just sit on your butt and not. Okay, you got something. It's like getting food but not eating it and saying you're hungry. Well, you have food in your hand. You just need to eat it. But yeah, I mean, those are my biggest tips. Is do your research before you launch anything. Be coachable and be really ready to work.
No, great. Thanks very much, Wanda. Let me just come back here. I'm still figuring out the technicalities of a hangout myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know how to make my picture bigger.
Okay. Well, we'll. What did I say? You never lose, eh? You win or you learn. That's it.
Definitely learning.
Yeah. But listen, just to pick up on what you were saying, that first point that you expanded on about the mentors and having multiple mentors. Thanks for that. That is very, very valid point. I never actually thought of it that way myself before. But typically, like we're on this, we're getting to know the whole online marketing game. Some of us come from different backgrounds. You might come from a wellness company or another network marketing type company where the mentorship is different. It's not exactly the same. And so you've got different aspects of your business that you're busy working on, and therefore you do need different types of mentors. So thanks very much for that. I definitely made a note of that and learned something new. Great. Teri, you're up.
Hey, thank you. Well, as Lowell said, I'm Teri Miller, and I have to agree with both of you guys on the mentors. I also have a couple of mentors because, I need one that needs to be really, really firm with me, but then I also need one that's going to say, okay, it's okay, but I've got to be coached in several different ways. Like, I'm not going to say I have multiple personalities, but it does take several different people, to help get me through this, some situations that I may get myself into. I really love, your tips, and it seems like I think I've heard some of these before, and I really like invest in yourself and invest in your company. I recently, I thought, well, I have all this education and I'll just use that. Well, granted, there is so much there, but I had to invest in, I actually invested in Instagram because I really want to crush it like Wonder does. And I am kind of clueless on it. So I now have, I'm getting the training by April Marie Tucker, and I like it because she talks to me and she can coach me and guide me through it. So I'm not just reading exactly what to do. So that helps me. So that's investing in myself, and that's also investing in my company, which I think granted should be 1 and 2, not 4 or 5. That's really it. Then as well as what Wonder said is, make sure you do your research on your MLM or whatever you want to support or do. I happened to jump into something and I thought, oh, I'll just, well, I didn't have a passion for it. So I didn't really succeed with it. So you got to find something that you might have a passion with, and then I think you'll succeed tenfold on that. I also think that you need to have a vision. You know, what is your long-term goal? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? You know, and visualize it in your head. And if you do have a goal, when you visualize it, really get into detail. Like, think about it. And okay, I'm going to use mine. Everybody knows we're going to go to Disneyland. That is my goal. And so I was coached for this goal is to visualize the trams. Lowell, have you ever been to Disneyland? Have you ever been out here?
I've been to the States, but not to Disneyland, no.
Whit, have you been to Disneyland or Disney World?
Twice, as a kid though, so I definitely want to go back. But I do remember the trams. I'm telling you, there's a reason why they're telling you the trams. And I remember that one.
Everybody remembers the tram, and then I just the smell, you know. And so if you put these visualizations in your mind, you're going to see your goal a little bit better. So putting that ticket in that ticket slot, you know, and waiting in line forever, you know, for your rides. Now, because I am disabled, I have to bring a third party with me. Because my son's 9 and he's going to want to go on all these rides. Well, I wouldn't want him to go by himself. So his big sister's going to go, and she loves all the rides, so they can do the rides, and I'll sit there and sip soda for the day. But that's kind of what, I mean, that's what, when you do a goal, just kind of like break it down. And I know Whit has what do you call that? Your board, your vision board, right? Yeah. And Whitney Wonder Whit uses tabs. Now because all of the celebrity Disney World and Disneyland over the holiday, so they're all over the magazines, and my mom's a magazine junkie. So my son and I went through and we cut out all of, you know, people with the mouse ears and all that stuff. So we have our vision board of Disneyland. So, you know,
oh, great. Yeah.
What I'm just trying to say is, you know, with your goal is visualize it, because it will come true a little bit better, faster, and real to you. So that's about all I got to say, I think. So back to you at the studio, Lowell.
Thank you, Teri. Yeah, man, I was just listening to what you were saying there, and definitely the two things I scribbled down was passion and vision. You know, I think especially in this space, this online space, what we're learning is that, you know, to be successful online, you actually have to put yourself out there. And I think the very important foundation or springboard to come from is your passion and your vision, and you know, the things that you really want to achieve. And because then it's just so much easier to present yourself and to promote yourself if you're coming from a place of passion and desire for what you're doing and you know, what you're after. So thanks for those two points there, Teri. And I think it's a great start. Great points were brought out in the hangout this evening, and I do want to thank you both once again for coming on at such short notice. I don't know if each of you have a parting shot that you want to just share with everybody, and then I'll just wrap it up after that. Wanda?
No, I mean, everything in here is very accurate. I mean, there's no simple solution. There's no shortcut, easy answer. You're going to put in work. You're going to invest in yourself, and you're going to have to get really, really serious. You know, the passion and vision, I can't stress enough. And most people have, you know, a trial and error that they go to. I know my first MLM was not what I thought it was, and I did have that error, but I mean, it really did turn out to be a learning experience. And I mean, I was very similar to Teri, where I was doing something I liked, but it was not something I loved. And, you know, it became more troublesome than anything. And I wasn't doing not half of this stuff. I did not have a mentor. I, you know, did not really have a good community. And I certainly did not have a strategy or a system, anything like that. So these are real, I mean, and I bombed in that. I bombed in that MLM for a year. I mean, and this is putting my kids through that too. I'm a single parent. I don't have time for stuff to flap around and just be a dead fish on the floor. And I mean, I was barely making anything at all, and not nearly what I invested into it. So, you know, these are all really valuable points. And these are all the points that made my breakout into an online business take off just exponentially. You know, having coaches that actually teach you something and mentors that give you those hard-hitting points. Like Teri was saying, you know, there's going to be people who say the same thing, but only one of them is going to say it just right. And that's going to hit you, you know? So that's really the value in having multiple mentors. But I mean, just get ready to work and roll up your sleeves and you'll be all right. Just take this advice, because you don't want to be struggling like I was for a year or longer. I mean, look at Lisa Torres, almost 20 years in the industry, flapping around, doing nothing. And then she finally got, you know, into the community and the system, and boom, done. Rock star.
Great. Thanks for that. Teri?
Well, I think I'm just going to part with, since we're kind of on the you know, the MLM subject, is that there are so many things out there that you can do online. And one thing I like to use for an example is you can get an education, you can get a certificate, a degree, you know, all online. So, you know, go online and look around and just remember, you can do it. I've come out, both Whit and I have come out of domestic situations. I am disabled, and I'm still able to make it on my own. So if we can do it, you can do it. And we're out there to help you. So if you need any help, contact any of us. I'm done.
Thank you, Teri. No, yeah. And yes, man, we definitely a great example that you set with your disability, and it just, you know, so great to have you there, proving that even in spite of that, it can be done. And so thank you very much for that. And yeah, man, just to wrap up everything for this first hangout of the year, I just want to basically summarize, and I think just the 3 points that I wrote down here is, first of all, be prepared to find a good mentor, be prepared to be taught, okay? Let me just check just give it back the main screen to myself.
Battery, so you might.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, be prepared to be taught. Be prepared to put in the work, as Wanda was saying, and then Teri, as you were saying, be prepared to share your passion. And I think if everybody gets going and sets out the year with those 3 points, there can only be success lying ahead. And yeah, so I do want to thank you both for coming on board this evening. A bit of a slow start there on the technicalities, but that's all part of the fun of it. Very, very authentic. Nothing like CNN or Fox or anything like that. All that fancy stuff. But
yeah, I definitely didn't get my hair and makeup done. I demand compensation for this. Where was the hair and makeup crew?
Keep it real, man. Keep it real. That's what I say. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you both once again for coming on at such short notice. And what I did want to mention, Wanda, is that, you know, I've been looking at interest at these numbers of yours climbing, and I've been taking notes and going, So expect a call from you one of these days to jump on and show us how you're doing that.
Sure thing.
Look forward to that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great. Teri, Wanda, thanks very much for coming on board, and for everybody who jumped on. Once again, thanks for your time. Much appreciated. And we'll catch you next week. Cheers.
Sounds great.
You got it. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.